Hello and welcome. It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute, to be perfectly honest, but it's alright, we're back. And, wow, there's been some updates in the Amberverse. Well, first of all, before we get started, welcome to my car. This is where we're filming today, where it's nice and quiet. Anyway, there have been some updates to the Amberverse, in the form of her Patreon and OnlyFans. RIP to them because they're gone. Let's just take a walk through the 24 hours or so that they were alive. Even less time than that, let's be honest. People are very upset, as they ought to be, honestly. I personally didn't subscribe. I did not become a Patreon supporter, and I definitely did not sign up to her OnlyFans. But a lot of people did. Apparently, there are no specific numbers, but people definitely did, and it's unfortunate because it was a scam. So let's talk about scams. Amberlynn Reid scammed people out of a lot of money. Let's talk about her tiers. So on Patreon, there are different levels, different tiers. You can sign up. I think she had one for $20 and she had one for $77, which I watch a lot of YouTubers that have Patreon. I have never seen the tiers that high ever. I've never seen $77. Even $20 is that's usually the top tier, if even. Honestly, most YouTubers are you'll see $3, $5, $7, something like that, right? $77, guys. Is Amberlynn Reid just this out of touch with money, and does she just think everybody makes $10K a month like she does? Honey, no. Anyway, that's ridiculous. I've heard people talking about even Trisha Paytas doesn't cost this much money to join her Patreon, and that's a very good point. She's got this $77 tier, right? Can you imagine? Let's pretend we were one of those people that signed up and you put $77 on your bank statement. You pay that money to Amberlynn Reid, right? Okay. 20 hours later, you look back on her Patreon and you see, oh look, let's whack myself in the eye. Oh look, it's gone. It's been deleted. There goes my $77. I would have been pissed if that had been me. Oh my god. Allegedly, she's got quite a few Patreon. No actual definite answers as to how many people signed up. But listen, even if one person signed up, you still scammed one person out of $20 or $77. And I know it was quite a few people that signed up. That's so uncool. That's the definition of a scam. And I know this is kind of late news, a little late to the tea, but I feel it's also just not being talked enough about with enough, this is serious. I don't think people are taking this quite as seriously as it should be. She scammed people. That's the definition of a scam. You tell all your supporters, hey, sign up for this new platform that I'm on. Give me money to see me on this platform, right? She's supporting this, and then she deletes it after people sign up with no notice, just 24 hours after she makes it deleted, gone. Everything's gone. That's so uncool. Now, there were some YouTubers, right? Zachary Michael and I think Life of a Free Spirit, that were hey, they reached out to Amberlynn Reid and they're hey, I want a refund. What the heck? Can I have a refund? And then she goes on Instagram and she's like, does anybody know Life of a Free Spirit, Callie, and Zachary Michael's Instagram? She reached out to them, she gave them a refund. But here's my question. Is she just giving refunds to the people that specifically ask for it? Or is she giving refunds specifically only to big names like Callie and Zachary Michael? Or is she giving refunds to everybody? That's what I want to know, before I go out and scream, this is a scam, whatever. It is. But if she's giving refunds, then she's making it right. Sure. Whatever. But I just can't believe she did it in the first place. It's maddening. Okay, I'm very glad I didn't sign up. Because holy crap, that's so uncool. Like, I don't know. Again, it's the very definition of a scam. It's not okay. Like, in what world does she think, like, what was going through her head? I don't understand. Like, yeah, let's make a Patreon. Let's go to different platforms where we can discuss more important topics. And, like, you know, her weight loss, her mental health, things that YouTube seems to be sort of like demonetizing and you know, censoring, right? So let's go into another platform. That's totally fine. But if you are charging people money to see you on this platform, then girl, you can't just quit after 24 hours. You know, people already paid they subscribed for the month. How, it's so uncool. That's just not cool. Not to be redundant, but like, come on. So uncool. The other thing that people have been talking about, which I think is also a really good point, is people signed up, right, for all this content on Patreon, and really all you're getting was like old poem that we'd already all read from like 2015, 6 years ago. Okay, and like the perks for being a $77 a month patron is, it was very low. There were like very few perks, which is okay. That, like, that's up to her, and that's ultimately up to the supporter and the viewer, like, if they want to spend that, if they think it's worth it. So like, there's nothing wrong about that. It's just also like, really, come on, like Netflix costs less than Amberlynn Reid, and that's so true. Like, come on, girl. Like, I feel like, okay, if you're going to like set up this other platform, you should probably have a plan in mind when you're getting ready to do it. Like, make sure your content that you're putting out there is your best work, because unlike YouTube, you know, people are paying money for this, and unlike YouTube, you actually should be putting in a little bit of effort, you know? I feel like also, well, I also feel like it was a bad idea in the first place to have a Patreon. Like, I know this might be controversial, people might disagree with me. I know people have been wanting her to get a Patreon. I don't think she should have, because as we know, with the Amberlynn Reid like cycle that I think we're all pretty much aware of, like, she cannot stick to a schedule, and when she does for a little while stick to a schedule, she gets really overwhelmed. You know, she's that kind of person. Like, I think she's just not the kind of individual that's, you know, really well suited to be her own boss. I don't think she's self-motivating enough. So it's kind of unfair to like charge money for this content if you can't stick with a solid schedule, because at this point you've got expectations and you've got people's money really out there, you know. It's kind of like an investment, right? And it's not cool to like charge people money and then put no effort in, which I do feel like, listen, if you became a patron of Amberlynn Reid, I think you kind of knew what you were getting into, because we all know the cycle. So, okay, there's that. But come on, like, from a moral, ethical standpoint, right? Like, if you're gonna start a Patreon, maybe you should like have a plan, have a bit of a schedule, or at least be very open about what you're going to be putting out and when, so that people don't become a patron to have content for 24 hours, right? Like, you should have been open about that. Like, listen guys, I'm gonna cancel in 24 hours. So uncool. Anyway, I really hope that Amberlynn Reid ends up giving everybody their full refund, because that's the only way to kind of make this right. It's not fair, it's not cool. Now you're putting people through having to like go through all the logistics of getting their money back. It's not cool. You shouldn't have done it. And I just hope she in the future won't be making Patreon accounts, or won't be coming up with these plans of like this big thing she's gonna do, this new journey, this new like rebranding, whatever, going to different platforms, and then quitting. Like, can you just stop quitting? We would love to see it. And it's ridiculous because she constantly does this. literally Vlogmas. I was so excited when she started Vlogmas. Like, girl, this Amberlynn Reid kind of like got me through the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, I started watching her sort of around the beginning of last year when the pandemic started like really hitting, and she like totally, like, I don't know, kind of got me through that and like becoming part of the Amberverse. Hey, what's up, Hater Nation? Anyway, that kind of got me through the pandemic in a way, right? And so I was very excited for Vlogmas. And then when she quit, like, a couple days after Becky's birthday, I was so pissed. I mean, I should not be surprised at all. I'm really not. It's just, I was looking forward to Vlogmas. Anyway, my entire point of this is just, like, we all know she quits everything constantly. Like, she can't go through with anything. It was just, if you know that about yourself, you should not be starting on a new platform like Patreon. If you know that about yourself, that you quit things, shouldn't do it. Don't put other people's money on the line. Just don't do it. It's not cool. Like I've said like 50 times in this video, it's not cool. Shouldn't have done it. Just shouldn't. It should never have happened. Anyway, that was about it for the video. Sorry, it was definitely a bit more of a serious one. I was reading Scotty by Amberlynn Reid for a while, and then I stopped that. I don't know if I'm gonna finish the series. I've been like talking about Amberlynn quitting things, and then I kind of am. But just the reason being, it's not really fun. I don't feel like anymore. But anyway, I will definitely be coming out with content whenever things like this happen, because like, yo, we gotta be talking about this stuff. Anyway, I seriously love the Amberverse. I'm ridiculously, stupidly huge fan, and it gets me through the day. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed.